Hello friends, we have the final episode left of this Tuesday evening's 3-episode arc drop for Andor. I'm just gonna freaking get into it because it's all culminating and I can't believe I'm adjusting all of this at once in one night. It's almost like this is all too much to process. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's amazing that they released it in this schedule and that they decided to just send it and go this format, which I think lends itself well to this show, but it's just like, I barely got over, I'm still in the field with Brasso. You know what I'm saying? I still have the Nemo's trap music keeping me up at night, you know, as I try to tell myself that Brasso is not dead. I'm still in the past. I'm barely recovered from that last week, let alone these first 2 episodes. Also, can we just acknowledge the runtimes? Like, I just can't even articulate how stellar this all has been. And again, I just feel like this second season is already operating on, if season 1 was here, we're up here now, baby. We are in a different stratosphere, atmosphere. I don't know science. Whichever one is taller. We have episode 6. What a festive evening. And we got some more Mon Mothma. Yeah, she obviously had some more time in the first arc, but I know that she's still been politically behind the scenes here. Shiz, I think, is not yet going to hit the fan on Ghorman. I'm starting to feel like this Ghorman arc is going to extend throughout the rest of the show and build to the inevitable tragedy at the end. Like, we know what Krennic's ultimate plans are for the planet and freaking everybody on it. So without further ado, let's get in. Don't fake me out with the hype music now, y'all. I'm not trusting the score in this show anymore. They freaking played Nemo's trap while showing us Brasso's dead body, so I'm not. You can't get me again. Fool me once. Oh, steer guard.
You're late.
Yeah. Hold on. Set for Coruscant.
Look at you.
Yeah, they kind of swapped.
Tell me about the Ghorman front. You weren't there very long.
Don't get involved.
That's your assessment, just like that.
So much for what I thought, that Cassian actually
How do you
wanted
know
to
what I
help.
did?
Well, they sent word. They're very prompt, the Ghormans.
They're not ready, Luthen.
I think they know that.
The Empire is building an armory in the center of town. And the more trouble they make, the worse it will be.
There's always something to be done.
Oh yeah, in a place where they know nothing about fighting. They'll be crushed.
Ghorman in play. A new front line against the Empire? You're thinking like a thief.
I'm thinking like a soldier.
Think like a leader. Think about a planet like Ghorman.
If it goes up in flames,
It will burn. Very brightly.
Oh my.
skip this one.
I really thought Cassian, I freaking assessed that so wrong, y'all. I'm gonna admit it. I really thought Cassian would actually kind of want to not leave them helpless. But no, he's like, that's a liability for us.
Visiting friends?
I have friends everywhere.
Let's go, Vel. Let's get more Vel in the game. She's been a little dormant this season so far, but... oh god, what's he gonna walk into?
I had a feeling you were on your way.
Oh phew, she's fine. I really thought she was gonna be spiraling. Y'all, they're not gonna have a happy ending.
Was it dangerous?
Ghorman? No. It's Luthen that scared me.
We came after you left. Didn't realize how shabby the place looked.
He waits for me to leave. He comes when you're alone. He never mentioned it.
It happened.
I know it happened, Bix. That's not what I'm saying. He knows you need a rest.
I would have gone if he asked.
That's not the point. He doesn't do anything without a reason.
I didn't think it was sus that Luthen was seeking her out the minute Cassian left. I think he's trying to give her an opportunity to know that she can handle her own.
the very poor decision.
You come to the house and you mess with Bix.
You realize what you're putting at risk right now. This is the second time today you let me down.
You had to know she would tell me.
But now you both disappointed me.
And that's what's most important, right?
What's most important is the cause. Kill me or take me in. You're in.
I give you everything.
Is this everything? Violating every protocol we live by?
We are not droids, Luthen.
We are not who we were when we started. Bix has to pull it together, or you will have to decide at what point it becomes too large a problem. Unless that's what you're doing right now.
That's gonna be up to you. It would just be easier if I was alone. You want my blood. You help me work this out.
Thank you for the medallion. Coming all this way.
Luthen's trying to get him to lock in. Rewire his thinking. Everything for the cause. I told you this is not good, that he and Bix are in love now. Romantically, you know, their relationship has escalated, which just means the stakes are higher, which means it's not going to be good.
Just who I wanted to see, so it was all a meeting. Dr. Gorst. Success invites scrutiny. He's to be expanded into a program.
Sorry to hear that.
Of torture?
I want the two of you to represent our interests in this. I'm counting on you to keep watch on these idiots.
Honor, sir.
Calibrate your enthusiasm.
Yes, sir.
Here comes John Wick herself. This ought to be good. Finally, they can have an interaction. What is the vibe?
My hair. I like it. I have the gear. Do you know where it's going? It's not far. I thought we should meet first. I was told they don't know what they're doing. It's fast, it's simple. If we don't like it, we walk. I told Luthen that I would only take this assignment if you were on it.
So they're still together. I was getting nervous. I think.
You're the only reason I'm here.
Thank God. If anybody can get out of this happy, can it be them?
I had an accident. I'll tell you about it someday. It's been a long year. I had time to think. Wish I'd known. I thought about you.
Dang, they literally went from being together every waking moment leading up to Aldani and then completely separated.
What's the fastest they could get here?
8 minutes.
Let's call it 6 minutes. Time's up. We leave with what we have. We don't get greedy.
We're not just here to make a point. Some of us want to protect ourselves.
Don't.
Yes,
What?
Belle.
Don't talk. Don't think. If you can't manage that, you don't belong here.
She's got such great vulnerability, y'all, but she could flip on a dime.
Every person in this room needs at least 2 alternative exit plans. You're driving the transport, right? Which means you do not move under any circumstances until you are told to do so.
Beho, we've put a lot into this.
Gina.
Bibu Megapor Varando.
Your time means nothing. Prep is useless if you can't follow orders.
Oh, they're getting locked. They have been through the trenches, y'all, and they're like, everybody get in line.
We're here because you've never done anything like this. Cinta and I will have blasters. Nobody else. And I mean nobody. We do not go unless everyone here agrees to do exactly as they've been told. If that's not possible, this would be the time to say so.
You mean now?
Right now.
When are you planning to do this?
Tomorrow night. You might be too late already.
Holy
Tomorrow it is.
They're getting what they asked for. They're getting in the game. No. Come on. I thought that chat with Luthen would resonate with her. Why does everything god-awful happen to her?
It's flashing.
That's hilarious that they have their own, like, bat signal.
Hey. You'll come with me.
What do you think?
We have the trigger. If it doesn't feel right, we'll walk away. I'm sorry I hurt you. I don't know who I am sometimes. You make yourself change. Luthen should have told me you were in trouble.
We're worth more to him separately than together.
love that we're seeing so much of Coruscant. Y'all know that's my favorite planet. Okay, outfit. As always, she looks freaking divine.
Senator Mothma.
Senator Organa.
Farron. Vale, how are you?
Hello, recast.
That was my last investiture party of the season. We're in for the show. Good luck with it.
Not sure how I feel. It's early. That was only like 5 seconds, but interesting.
Have you spoken to the children since they came back? We must, absolutely. When the
More trap music, y'all. I can't go through this again. If y'all are gonna strike with tragedy, please don't be playing that in the background.
They're just setting up now.
Frick.
Are we on schedule with the targeted shipment?
We're all set here.
Oh, this is gonna go haywire. Something's gonna go wrong. Vel and Cinta, now that they've reconnected, I think one of them is gonna die.
How do they seem?
They're on time.
Be careful in that tunnel.
How did you two get in here?
Party guys had an emergency and tossed us the invite. Where's your buddy?
Oh, he'll be here.
That's so weird, Lonnie being in the same room as Luthen, but in his ISB getup.
Lonnie! Perhaps you remember me.
What are you doing here?
We had a fascinating conversation.
Are you out of your mind?
Do as I say and everything will be fine.
The Miracle Man who helped secure this very special piece is actually here with us tonight. Director Krennic, Luthen Rail.
What a pleasure.
Oh,
How pleasant to see you free of the witness stand.
oh.
I'm showing you something special.
Do you have any idea who's in this room right now?
You're not smiling.
This is suicide.
It's my favorite object in the collection. Luthen will tell them that's why I was so keen on visiting with it.
Ah, oh god. This is all too much. This is a lot's going on at once. A lot. I forgot about Krennic. I low-key forgot that he was a player in this game, y'all. Now, did they anticipate that they could be sabotaged? No. But no, the ISB, they want this to go through, no? To like feel a little bit empowered so that they can start being ballsy. Okay, Cinta.
You've done it. The carrier's down.
There's only 3 like it that we know of. This is the one that was left behind during the Battle of Carmine.
You're risking everything.
Move slightly to your left. I'm removing a listening device from this piece, and you're going to help me by blocking the view.
And what were you going to do if I wasn't here?
Anything I had to.
Player does not come to play.
That's a great...
I just hate this. I hate this. They're playing right into their hands. Somebody's gonna die. Somebody's gonna die.
There's a bit of a theme on this side of the gallery.
We studied the Battle of Carmine at the ISB Academy.
Wasn't much of a battle, was it?
No, how right you are.
We were taught it was a systematic execution.
Well, that is exactly my point.
Two divas going at it.
Love to lie.
Well,
how much longer?
It's stuck.
No.
They're offloading. I'm walking away.
Do as I say.
Words do still have meaning.
What's the word for people like the Carmine who simply wish to be left alone? For they had their own code of conduct.
Ah, my rebel is your terrorist. Something like that. Swell party.
She's daggers.
C'est Nic Gundy et Balor.
Oh, this guy.
Bitem, c'est Mobinor, ce qui est d'Andor. Traîneau, Fréchec.
He wasn't supposed to have that.
T'as l'âme des chez Kedrel.
shots fired. One shot.
That's all it takes. Just one thing to go freaking wrong. Oh, and somebody's down. Oh my god. It's Cinta, isn't it? Mother.
I can't see it from here.
These idiots.
Never mind that.
Dude, this is your fault! Yours too! Oh my god, these idiots. Maybe Cassian was right. No.
Isn't it?
I'm telling y'all there's gonna be a drop of blood on the floor, isn't there?
This piece is a favorite of yours. Why?
It's a book. You read by touch. It's from a planet where blindness was considered a gift.
Oh, wow.
Shout out Lonnie. Don't feel the underside. There's probably blood under there. No, okay. Come on. She can be fine, right? Please. They're at least retrieving her body. People can't have relationships in this show.
We have to go.
It's a liability because their loved one's gonna die. No, there's a body bag. Oh, Vel, frickin' lay into him. Oh, get him. Please.
Are you crying? Are you? Look at me. Look at me. I'm not going to say remember this because I don't have to. This is on you now. This is like skin. You look away from me.
I'm sorry.
Clock him.
She was a warrior. She was everything that you have daydreamed about. She was a blooded, fearless warrior. She was a miracle. And you, to die like this because of you, foolish child, don't you dare cry. You'll make up for this forever.
I can't take much more of this. Holy frick. Is this real or a dream, y'all? I think this is real.
I know you.
Get in the chair.
This is real?
It will only feel like forever.
Is this the mission? Crank it! Oh, good night. This is real. Oh, she's back, y'all. She never left.
Nobody come out here.
Sweet victory. But we had to take a beating to get there. We had to lose. Nobody can have nice things in this goddamn show. This is why this is bad omens for freaking Cassian and Bix. Don't get attached. She was a warrior, y'all. She freaking was. Oh my god. Everything I said about... I don't retract everything I've said. Yes, I'm rooting for the Ghormans, but frick, everything was leading to this. Like, Cassian was right. There I am saying, yes, help them. I'm rooting for them. They need help. But this is just an example of, similarly with the rock, paper, scissors folk, the rebels that Cassian just had to watch like a fly on the wall as they all but freaking cannibalized each other, out of desperation because of such a lack of authority or just any sort of order, logic, game plan. Like, it's become abundantly clear that Luthen, all of them, they have all their protocol, they have all their rules. Yes, Luthen clearly, as we're learning, tries to emotionally separate everybody because they are more valuable to him if they're operating as these kind of just like stone cold, no attachments, no allegiances, or, nothing to lose. Not similar to Jedi thinking in a way, but I'm fresh off of frickin' rewatching Revenge of the Sith, y'all. You know, attachments, let go of everything you're afraid of, and that will allow you to like live like Clea. Like, he probably molded her into what she is, and now she's the one who's like this mirror for him of like, get your head back in the game. But I think Clea is what he's trying to get everybody else on that same level. Like, smother your humanity, your attachments, whatever you have to do, eliminate all of these liabilities for you and yourself emotionally so that you can get the frick locked in. Like, she is locked in. She's clearly willing to do whatever it takes. But, you know, for Val and Cinta, I should have frickin' known. I was like, somebody's gonna die. But part of me was like, that other voice in my head was like, well, maybe not, because this is exactly what the ISB wants. Dedra, they're watching this, praying that this goes according to plan, because that's what they're trying to nurture amongst the Ghormans, this headspace of, oh, they can get cocky and start getting away with these things and then start making bolder moves so then they can freaking bring the hammer down. There I was, rooting for them. And it's just another example, to circle back, rock, paper, scissors, folk, just incompetence, ambition to a fault in this case. God, this was with Vel and Cinta, you know, helping them, carrying the weight, pretty much doing everything and telling them lock in and sit down and shut up. And they couldn't even do that. So if anything is to come of this, freaking hopefully they get their act together. It's still doomed either way, but at least they're not going to be entirely helpless in a year's, you know, time, as, you know, their strikes continue to grow more and more high stakes and they start to make bolder, louder statements in their rebellious acts like this. But just what the frick? I'm genuinely... All right, I don't want this to come out wrong, but I kind of just have some qualms with how the female characters are sometimes treated in this show. Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna get there. Just let me have this closure. Like, for Cinta, yes, I think she was criminally underused in this show, but I think that's the point. She was always very elusive, and, you know, her moments with Vel are hard hitting, and she always was this kind of different mirror for Vel. You know, she was that voice for Vel of lock in and get serious and smother what you have to be a leader. And we know that Vel can do that. She showed up here and freaking ran that place like she owned it. She has great vulnerability, but she can also snap in when she has to, but then turn it off. Whereas that's what Cinta was voicing. She's like, I can't like flip that switch. I just had to create that boundary for myself, or just cut off that part of myself. I can't just lock in and then clock out, you know? So the tragedy with all of this just being what an incredible, elusive, you know, female character who was strong in her own ways. Yes, she wasn't like the star of this show, but her performance, her presence resonated for the minimal screen time that I think she had, criminally minimal, in my opinion. She made an impact. And so for her to go out by something so f***ing stupid like that, friendly fire on a botched... Like, she deserved better, but I guess that's the whole point of where this is all going. All of these people deserve better. They all deserve a happy ending. They are all out here risking their lives. So inevitably, some of them are going to die in the just most tragic and brain blasting of ways. And it's just so infuriating, but I think that's the point. I'm so sorry for getting worked up, because again, part of me, I guess from a selfish place, is like, she deserved to go out better than that. But that's obviously the plight and the anguish that Vel is expressing there. She's like, you scum on the bottom of my shoe, have you even hit puberty? You are nothing compared to her, and look what you've robbed us of. We all are hopeless if this is all you guys have. So like, yes, I imagine that's the point, you know, same like it's the point that Bix had to go through such freaking awful trauma, and she's still dealing with it and processing it in her own ways. But dare I say, like, I don't fault Luthen for seeking her out to try to encourage her to get back in the game and do missions on her own too. Like, try to, I don't know, am I wrong for seeing it that way? Yes, Luthen has his weird twisted, you know, I think that's a little bit manipulative, that he does try to isolate everybody and have them as their own pawns, mold a power player out of each of them. But I didn't think he had bad intentions. I didn't think there was anything malicious about him seeking out Bix to check in on her and kind of assure her that he still has confidence that she could accept an assignment on her own. Granted, yes, he canceled it, when he kind of saw the state she was in mentally, but the thought was still there, and I think that is what she needed. She was begging Cassian, I don't want to be alone. You don't have to protect me. Let me get back freaking out there. Action equals distraction, as they say, if you're feeling anxious or cooped up, like she was. She had nothing to do but stare at those same four walls and look out at the chaos of Coruscant all day. That's not necessarily going to help her heal. I didn't necessarily see anything wrong with Luthen wanting to show some faith in her and show that he still believes in her and wants her to get back out there. Yeah, is it all for self-serving reasons and because he needs her? Like, he needs everybody to be a power player? Sure. But at least she's hearing from someone that they still believe in her, versus Cassian was, of course, coming from a protective place, trying to just nurture her, but that's not who she is. She doesn't want that. She doesn't freaking need a man to soothe or nurture or baby her or take care of her so that she never has to lift a freaking finger again. She's always been freaking carving her own way. And like I said, Need we need reminding again? She's the one who got Cassian into this in the first place. She was the one who was the first to make contact with Luthen before Cassian even had any idea who the frick he was. Speaking of, obviously, I think something is brewing between Cassian and Luthen. I think Luthen is trying to, in the midst of his stress, and he's faltering, and there's some cracks in his facade as well, just keeping it together to the point that Clea has to slap him across the face to get him back in the game. I think in the midst of all that, he is trying to mold Cassian to be like his successor in a way. Think like a leader, snap in. Don't just think about Bix, think about everything that's at stake and what you might have to sacrifice emotionally or, sever those ties within you. At least I think that's what he was implying, sort it out or else I will, I think that's what Cassian was threatening. Cassian was like, go ahead and try it. I think that's where this is leading. And of course there's that, pupil versus mentor tension, now that Cassian, yes, still very much answers to Luthen, but there Luthen was throwing it in his face, mocking him, kill me or take me in, the last words of season 1. And here he is yeah, this is what taking you in looks like. This is what you freaking asked for. And so I think that's where this is inevitably going. I think Luthen faltering here could be foreshadowing that he could be freaking next, y'all. Everybody, nobody's safe. Nobody's freaking safe. We're falling like flies. So who knows? But I think Luthen foresees. I think he has the same. He said it before Saw did. There was praising Saw's monologue in the previous episode, but Luthen knows it. He's like, I'm not going to outlive this rebellion. He's not stupid. I think he's same mindset as Bix of it's not a matter of if, it could just merely be a matter of when. We're out here risking everything. It's just a matter of time. And so I think that's why he's trying to, groom Cassian here, mold him, snap in because you could be my replacement. So of course there's that, pushback, that kind of tension between them. And I think that's what it's leading towards, this kind of contention between Cassian and Luthen, and it's gonna be too late, perhaps, we will be losing Luthen too. Add it to the list, and Cassian is going to have no choice but to snap in and get on Clea's level. I think she's probably more so a successor, but I don't think Luthen wants to not put his eggs all in one basket per se, but he wants all of them to be able to be leaders, fend for themselves. Hence why they're all the ones functioning better. His little faction of rebels is clearly the most competent, and they are functioning better than everybody else. All their other allies, all these other little rebellion cells that don't know what the frick they're doing. Luthen has his head on straight, and all his players, all his ducks are in a row, and they frickin' know how to get in line. Everybody else is in shambles around them, as we have seen. I have to go. Yeah, throwback. I actually thought there could be a freaking chance, y'all, because I was like, okay, unlike Brasso, who they had to just leave in the fields of wheat, they actually were able to bring Cinta with, so maybe they can, I don't know, employ some life-saving whatever. Brasso can live in my mind still canonically alive. Cinta cannot. I know I'm critiquing, why does such a great female character have to have, the stupidest, most infuriating death? But obviously that is the point, and it's to show, these, fragments of the rebellion that are just in shambles and don't know what the frick they're doing to the point that they're self-sabotaging. If anything, I just hope that in the year that passes until next week. The Ghormans get their shiz together, and this is like a wake-up call for them of, we can't freaking botch this again, otherwise we're gonna just be dropping like flies too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Holy frick, what a night. Holy shiz, and it's halfway through the show. It's like already only 2 weeks left. What the frick? Okay, well, nobody's safe at this point. Literally nobody. So it's just a matter of place your bets now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Sorry, it's late. I just had 3 freaking hours of like the best Star Wars ever, so my brain is just... so thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Until then, what the frick do I say? May the force be with you guys always. Hope you guys are doing so very well. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, guys.